So, what's up, guys, and welcome to Ívar's Fly Workshop. Today we'll be tying a pattern by my mentor, Mr. Jón Sigurðsson. That is called fiðrildi or butterfly. It looks, of course, maybe to most of you like a caddis, some sort of a caddis fly, but it's like, as you see, tied in rather large hook size number. I'm tying it on a hook number 8, and you could even tie it larger than that. And it's going to work for both the brown trout and Arctic char. And this has been remarkably good fly for brown trout, especially. These butterflies I'm holding, this is just an example of what Jón was doing, and these are actually flies that are made by him personally, so they are like valuable for me as an old friend of Jón, but he sadly passed away in 2015. Here's another one made by Jón himself, and you can kind of see the setup of the fly. It has no tail. It has all sort of body materials. You can use vinyl rib or something like a globrite or just like a silver tencel or like a French tencel, like an oval tencel, or just anything you can kind of think of. It's just all your imagination that is in control. They have legs on it, usually dark legs, like black or brown legs, and then they have a thick wing. That is like the trademark of this fly. And it is like designed between 2004 and 2005. And he told me himself he found some bugs up on the mountain in the lake he was fishing in, and decided to try to copy those bugs. We're tying it on a traditional nymph number 8 from Ahrex, and we are going to make this one with the body. I'm going to make it from its peacock body, so you can also make it from just kind of anything you can think of. But what has been really successful with this fly is that if you put a hotspot in it, it's often changing everything. And we are going to place 2 hotspots in this fly. So I'm placing one here with an orange Semperfli globrite material in the very tag part of the fly, and then we are going to do some peacock hearls, and then we are going to make another hotspot in the middle. You can actually jam it up, so you have 2 or 3, 4, even 4 hotspots in the body of the fly, but it is all going to work just out perfectly. I'm using like 3 or 4 strands of good peacock hearl and long enough. That is important to cover all the body or all the shank of this size of a hook. And you'll just tie them in like this. Make sure that they are just tied very much down. And this fly has only been like published in one magazine called Veiðimaðurinn, or the Fisherman, here in Iceland, and that was like, I don't know, in 2010 or something. Just not long ago, 10 years, 12 years back. And in that interview, Jón revealed some of his flies, but not all of them. I'm actually probably the only person who knows most of the flies from Jón's collection, and the purpose of the channel is to cover his collection totally, plus my own personal collection and some of the collection from Jón Pheasant, the other guy who taught me fly tying and fly fishing. So we lock the peacock in there and prepare everything for another hotspot. And start by wrapping this globrite stuff around the shank. And what I was going to tell you is that you can fish this fly both in still water and running water. It's going to do excellent in both. And this fly has, it was actually designed for brown trout, but it had turned out that it catches the Arctic char as well. And it's going to catch you even salmon here in Iceland. So all the freshwater species we have has been caught on the Jón Sigurðsson's butterfly. Now we will snip off this remains of the globrite, and yeah, everything has been caught on this fly, all the species. The thread we are using, that is a Semperfli Nano Silk 50 denier. I like to use like a heavy enough thread for this one, and we'll wrap the remains of the Peacock hearl around, but pay attention to where I'm stopping the thread. It's just not behind the hook. I'm leaving like a decent piece of a space there, and you'll see why we need that space just in a minute or so. Yeah, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and you can consider to support the channel if you like. If you love the material we are making on the content, you can support us by going to the video's description. There you can find the pattern of the fly and also some instructions on how you support us. Next step in this fly, those are the legs of the fly, and in most cases or almost all cases I'm using hen or like a partridge or hen or some, and in most cases you are using dark toned legs, so brown or black or dark gray or something like that. And if we are using this hand cape here, which my father bought, I think it was in Grimsby or Hull in England, when he was sailing with fish there and selling the fish. And that was when I was like 9 or 10 years old, when he bought me the first flytying kit that I ever got. And I still have this hand cape from England. It works great. Haven't used it too much because I'm kind of saving it. It's a really good hand. The feathers are like in decent size and stuff, so trying to save that one up. But we will wrap the feather. And of course, I'm gonna use Hackle pliers for this. I created like a little brush on the end of it. You can tie it in, it depends on what you like. If you want to tie the tippet of the feather or the tack end, it's just all up to you. I'm gonna wrap it like this in, and we do like two rounds with the hen, and then I'm gonna lock it in with our thread here and do like a few tight wraps to secure everything in place. We'll snip off this end here, and I'm gonna try to let the feathers face downwards, because we have quite a bulk of a wing coming on the top there, and that is like the kind of the trademark of the butterfly of Jón. That is the wing, and the wing is heavy, like not it's like heavy in that, but it's like it has a great volume in it. It's like he wanted the wing to be thick, and like thick as hell. And we will see how we do that in just a second. I'm gonna use golden pheasant tail for the wing. We'll go all in and make it a fancy one. But you can also just use a normal pheasant tail, like a ring pheasant, or even like a lady Amherst. You can kind of use what you want. You can use geese, you can use duck if you want a gray wing, and some parrot feathers, macaw, just, everything you kind of think of. There is no one wing that is totally correct. It's just this pattern, and it's all up to you and your imagination how you put it together. Actually, one of those butterfly patterns I fished and got the biggest fishes on, that was one with just silver, like an oval silver for the body, and then it had a brown wing and brown legs. Really simple one, not with a bead. You can tie this actually with a bead if you like, but the original version is without a bead, and we are tying it in its original look. We'll cut the wing here, just like so, and that is one of the another, like really what made Jón's flies stood out from the crowd was that he always had like a cutted wing on some of his flies, most of his flies actually. If you see other flies from him on my channel, if you go to the Jón Sigurðsson's flies, so flies by Jón Sigurðsson, the playlist, you can clearly see that he's very fond of this idea to cut the wing. So he said to me, this is just, I'm cutting the wing simply because it fishes better. It's going to catch you more fish. It's going to be greater success than just with a natural wing. We mentioned this fly in a podcast called Tailoring that is not in English, so most of you guys out there are probably not going to go there and listen to that podcast because it's only in Icelandic. But the guy who has that podcast is named Sigþór, and he caught a few salmons on this pattern while he was guiding in some of the rivers he's been guiding in here in Iceland. So that is also revealing how successful this pattern has been. And it's like not like a secret pattern, not at all, but it's not a known pattern at all. It's just been published once and then kind of forgotten after that publish. That's something which I don't want to. I want to try to do the best to make this collection of Jón be available for you guys online, and my own collection of flies, which I'm working on, and then the flies of Jón Pedersen. That is, plus all the other flies. That is what this channel is about. As you saw, we made this collar with the Peacock. You can make it with 1 or 2 strands of Peacock, and then you will just do a whip finish. And the butterfly is ready then. And he has another version of it that I have a video on that hasn't been released yet. That is called the Pedersen butterfly. That is named after his friend Jón Pedersen. Jón Sigurðsson, Jón Pedersen, those were great anglers, great fly tyers, and I learned by both of them, and they were both friends. So it's like a great school I got there. We'll just place a little head cement on it. I was just what I was going to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.